Traveling and living abroad literally changed me. I grew up in a very small Polish town and I was not really traveling until I moved to America. And when I came back after living there for 2 years, I was a different person. And now each time I go somewhere else, even if it's just like a long weekend, I am trying to do everything I can to learn as much as possible and like to enrich my life from this experience. I honestly think the biggest life lessons I've learned are the ones I got from traveling and meeting people from different countries. I am not trying to be mean, but whenever I meet someone who never left their home country or even their hometown, I can pretty much tell. There is nothing wrong about it. And I know it's a privilege to be able to travel and live abroad, but I think honestly, you can do it. Like, I grew up in Eastern Europe. I grew up in Poland in a very small town. There's only 11,000 people. I was not rich, never. And I made it happen. When I came back from America, my brother said, "You're not my sister, you're a different person." And I totally agree, like 100% different. Like, I've learned so much. It taught me how strong I am, and like, I don't know, it brightened my horizons, and I was exposed to so many different people, different cultures, different way of life. And I think there's a lot we can learn from each other. For example, in Poland, we're kind of pessimistic. If you ask a Polish person, "Oh, hi, how are you?" Normally you're gonna hear, "Oh, don't ask. Same old, same old." So yes, I learned how to be more positive when I moved to US, and everyone is like, "Everything is great, I'm fine." And like this American dream when people think everything is possible, that literally changed my brain chemistry. We're normally not like that in Poland. We're kind of cynical. But one thing that is very good about that is we're quite blunt. And some people might think it's rude, but I do really appreciate the bluntness. I don't like when people beat around the bushes. Like, just tell me what's wrong. I honestly think that me moving to America literally changed my life because it changed my outlook. It changed how I view the world and how I see the obstacles and possibilities. And because of that, I am where I am now. I live in Edinburgh. I work for London's agency, and life is just great. And when I think about myself when I was like 15 years old, I would never think that's gonna happen. So I'm making this video to give you some tips on how to be more intentional when you travel, because I know a lot of people, when they go abroad, they just stay in a resort, just hang out by the pool, and I'm sorry, I'm just gonna be very blunt because I'm Polish. But a lot of like Scottish and British in general, people that I meet, they just go to the same places every year. They sit by the pool, they go to British restaurants, they eat like beans on toast when they're in Spain. They go to British clubs, like they don't immerse themselves in the culture at all. And I think that is such a shame. So yeah, whether it is for work or study or leisure, time abroad can be enriching and unforgettable experience. So in this video, we'll explore how to make the most of your time abroad, including practical tips, mindset shift, and cultural insight. Plan ahead. One key to making most of the time is to plan ahead. Before you even leave home country, just have even like a general knowledge of where you want to see, where you want to go, learn about local customs, learn about the food that you want to eat, that it's like a local staple. I'm usually not that organized, but I know at least like the food that I want to eat because I'm food. Have at least like a vague idea what you want to do. Connect with locals. One of the biggest benefits of being abroad is the opportunity to connect with locals. This can be a great way to learn about a culture and gain a deeper appreciation for the place you're in. I know it's sometimes not easy, but you have to put yourself out there. I personally think a good idea is to like go to like a restaurant and talk to the server, or going to the clubs or pubs and just meeting people. So what I do is usually when I travel alone is I go to a pub crawl. I feel always very awkward if I have to go to like a pub by myself. Instead of going by myself, I just go on a pub crawl and then I meet people there. And then once you know, in like this party mood and you're a little bit tipsy, then you start talking to other people. And that's how I meet local people, and I talk to them and they give me always the greatest tips on where to go. What you see online, like all the recommendations, it's most of like tourist traps, but the locals know where to go. And I think the most like enriching and the funnest thing about traveling is meeting other people, not even the locals, because like usually when I travel by myself, I stay in hostels and I meet other travelers. I went to Sicily last year. Yeah, last year. And on my first day, just went for a coffee. I came back to my hostel room and there was this Canadian girl just hanging out there, and we started talking, and then we spent the entire next like 3 days together, and we still keep in touch. And yet she was a complete stranger, and we had like such deep conversations, and she had said so many like meaningful things that it really like changed my outlook on some of my issues. It's crazy to think that I like just met her. And sometimes it's so much easier to talk to strangers than talk to your friends. And honestly, that trip to Sicily was one of my favorite solo trips because I met her and it was just amazing. And I had such a great time there because of the people I met. 2 years ago, I went to Corfu, Greece by myself. And for the first few days, I stayed in like small village. And literally, I don't think they've ever seen anyone traveling solo. I don't know. They were like all so excited, and after like a day or two everyone knew me there, and they were like all the people that work in the shops and restaurants, they were like waving at me and saying, oh hi, how are you today? It was like the cutest thing, trying new things. Like growing up, I was so afraid to like do things by myself, and I treated like exposure therapy. I moved to US by myself. That was my first plane ride when I moved there. I had to do it all by myself. Now when I travel, it's mostly by myself because I just prefer it. For me, it's way easier. You don't have to compromise or anything. You just do what you want to do. Also, each time I'm trying completely new things. It might sound stupid, but like when I went to Sicily, started eating olives. I always hated olives, but in Italy, when you order alcohol, like, I don't know, cocktail or beer, they bring you like olives and some like crisps, chips, or stuff like that. And I'm Polish, if something is for free, I'm gonna freaking eat it. So I started eating olives, and now I love olives. Like literally life-changing. Although the olives took a revenge upon me. I broke my tooth. Like literally just sitting on the beach with my new friend, drinking Aperol, olive. It cost me 80 pounds to fix that. And I'm super scared of heights, like completely. And in New York, I wanted to go to an observation deck called Summit One, and it's just literally made of windows and mirrors. And I was literally terrified. I was so scared that I'm just gonna freak out there. And especially that one of the part is that the floor is also glass. It's just like a tiny bit, but it was honestly so terrifying. But I did it. So the way it works is, I think it was like the end of the whole experience, and you queue, and then they take a picture of you. So I asked someone to take a picture of me while standing on it, and like when you look down, you could literally like see Manhattan. And I was like, nope, 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 just not looking there. Someone took a picture of me. I looked terrified, and that was it. But I've tried it, and now I know I can do it. When you're abroad, it is important to step out of your comfort zone and try new things. This can include even trying new food, participating in local customs and tradition, and exploring new activities. By doing so, you'll gain a deeper appreciation for the place you're in and create lasting memories. So tell me, what trip changed your life? I'm so excited to hear that. And where do you plan to go next? Write that in your comments and let's share the experience. Let's give each other ideas. If you're interested about how I feel about living abroad, if you're interested about how I feel about living abroad, and also how I moved here, what am I doing here, what are my thoughts about Scotland after 4 years of living here, watch any of these videos. Bye guys.